Amelia's from room 5 and she's part of our Enviro group. And Amelia, we're doing a rubbish audit today, but you had to prepare for it. What did you have to do?
We had to get all the rubbish from all the classrooms.
Rubbish. Where did you collect the rubbish from?
The rubbish bins.
The rubbish tins. And looking at on this tarp, there's a couple of piles. What's this pile here with all the plastic bags? What's that rubbish?
Rubbish that was from the class rubbish bins.
Right. And when we move over to here, what's this rubbish? The food scraps. And we got this big bin, rubbish bin. Can you open it up for me? And what's in here?
It's all the paper.
Paper. What are we going to do with that paper? What can you do with paper?
We're going to recycle it.
Recycle it. Yeah. If you right, this is room 2, and these two people is Demi and Brody. Brody is the blonde-headed girl, and what did you have to do for the Enviro group yesterday?
We had to pick up rubbish to save the community, and we had to recycle the paper and put it in the recycle bin.
What's this rubbish here?
That's all from the rubbish bins.
All from the rubbish bin. And that's from our rubbish bins in each classroom?
Yeah.
Alright. Let's move over and walk with me. What is this rubbish here? This rubbish here with all the apples and that?
It's rubbish for the worms.
For the worms?
Yeah.
Alright. And Demi, what's in the yellow bin over there?
Recycle paper.
Can you show me how much we've got? And what were you surprised about when you did it yesterday, you two? What would you be surprised about?
That the school is getting tidier and tidier and not messy.
It's getting tidier and tidier and not messy. Did you notice if there's any banana skins in there or anything like that?
Yeah.
Right, we're going to order that today and see if... Jasmine, what are you taking out of the worm farm? What's in the... This was in our food buckets, but what did you find in the food buckets that shouldn't be there?
Orange peel.
Orange peel. What's wrong with orange peel?
The worms can't eat it.
The worms can't eat it. Cool. And what else have you found in there?
Bread skins, well, bread crusts and bread.
Yeah, you shouldn't have bread in there. And we found a bit of, what's that? There was some Glad wrap. We don't want Glad wrap in there, do we? Because Glad wrap can't even be recycled, so they're doing well. There's a bit of Glad wrap. See there?
Oh, there.
Yeah, good girl.
Good girl, just in my hand.
Yeah, and
There.
good stuff. And we were just mentioned to someone, Tony from the Enviro group, what could we do with the orange skins?
Put them in rubbish. No, not put them in the rubbish. Put them in a compost.
Compost heap. Good stuff. Yesterday, Cam, who's very environment friendly, I asked him to clean up our worm farms. What did you find with the problem with the worm farms, Cam?
People were just putting plastic in there, and that's about they're putting in there.
They're just putting everything in there. So what sort of things did you have? Just what were the plastic things?
Like yogurt bottles. We even found a Chinese thing at the bottom of it.
Right. Why do you think people are putting it in there?
Because they're too lazy to take it home with them.
Right. And do you think what do people have to really do to change their actions?
They could start off by cleaning the yogurt bottles out and taking all plastic things home.
All the plastic things home, right. And how are our worms going?
They're going alright.
Yeah.
There's not that much worm juice, which is alright.
Yeah.
There's a bit of maggots, again.
Yeah, but you've cleaned them up, haven't you? With the worm juice, what's happening in the future around this area by the library?
We're gonna hopefully get that garden in this week, next week.
What sort of garden?
Like, veggie garden, and it's like a normal garden.
Right. And what do you do with the worm juice?
You pour it on there because it's good fertilizer.
Right. Are you going to be the main person to look after this veggie garden?
Hope so.
Good.
These are examples of a really excellent one. There's quite a few of mine have got really good ones, but they don't bring any paper or plastic at all. That's very good.
Right. Who out of room 4, and looking at all our rubbish, thinks that's a lot of rubbish? Put their hands up.
I'm quite pleased that they do think that's a lot of rubbish.
That is a lot of rubbish that's collected around Burnham School. Right. Who now? Put your hand up if who takes their rubbish home. Oh, put your hand back down. Now, honesty.
Be really
Honest. Who puts like chip packets and other things from their lunchbox in the class rubbish tin? Put your hand up. Be really, really honest.
Oh, there's some people in room 4 do it because I held up 2 chip packets yesterday, didn't I? Well done for being honest.
Yeah. Jacob, what do you do with your chip packets?
Put them in my
Sorry?
pocket.
Sorry?
Put them in my pocket.
In your pocket.
And what do you do with them then?
Take them home and put them in my bin.
Rightio. Thanks a lot. Looking after the school and cleaning up rubbish and all that. What's the problem? You've talked about there's a problem in room 1 about rubbish. Can you tell me what the problem is? Harrison?
We keep dropping rubbish
You
on
keep.
the ground.
Yeah, but I thought there's an actual problem in room 1.
We keep on leaving it in the rubbish.
Uh,
No, putting it in the rubbish.
Good. Yeah, but where should you put it?
In the lunch box.
In the lunchbox. Good.
Where's the big rubbish bin?
But I thought you haven't got something in the classroom that you need. What haven't you got in the classroom?
You know, Chance, you told us a
Recycle bin. Recycle bin.
What is a recycling bin?
It means
No.
recycle.
Harrison said. Harrison?
We need a recycling bin.
Right, a recycling
And a
bin.
playground.
But what do we do with the recycling bin? Can anyone help? This young girl over here.
We put our rubbish in there.
Good. I don't think in a recycling bin. Could we put in a recycling bin? That's a good idea. This young man. What do we put in the recycling bin?
Rubbish.
Rubbish. Kelly.
And paper.
Paper. Good. Because what's paper made of? Yeah, it comes from books, but it comes from trees. And every time we make paper, we cut down trees. And
How do you make? Well, you smooth it, and then it just turns into paper. Plastic, and lots of chip packets and glad wrap.
do you know how many pieces are in there?
No, we don't. There's way too much for us to count.
Way too much for you to count. So what could people start doing now?
Putting it in their lunch box would be really helpful.
Could they use any other things in Glad Wrap? What would be an idea they could use?
Resealable bags.
Resealable bags. What else could they put chips in? That could be used.
White bags that we close.
Yeah. Or What can you wash and use each time?
Little plastic bags that don't get thrown away.
Yeah, or plastic containers. And that, so next time when we have our rubbish audit, we hopefully won't have that much plastics or Glad wrap.